Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, me and
Sophia here.
We'll be reacting to
Elf on the Shelf called Moving and Talking.
On Camera. Let's get right to the video, shall we?
Yeah.
From elves making jelly to talking to Santa, these 20 Elf on the Shelf caught moving and flying on camera clips will shock you. Like and subscribe right now or you'll get put on Santa's naughty list.
Yeah, guys, I can
Make sure to watch until the end because
so
we
don't
have
be
a special surprise you have to see.
Naughty list.
Elf comes to life. This guy just brought his Elf on the Shelf to life. First and foremost, you don't just summon an elf by chance. According to urban legend, you must first read the book Elf on the Shelf, A Christmas Tradition, to your elf at 3 a.m. So, to put it bluntly, that's what this tough guy did, and the lights began to flicker strangely. Everything seemed strange and frightening. Even the elf's eyes glowed a brilliant red. He left the elf, and when he returned, the elf had vanished. This is definitely one of the scariest Elf on the Shelf sightings ever.
Did you do that? Read the book, or did you just buy it from the shop?
Baby elf moving and
The Elf on
flying.
the Shelf box thing.
In this clip, we have a
flying
flying baby elf caught on camera.
don't even
We're all
have
used
it.
to seeing the
Flying
typical elves on our
elf.
shelves, but believe it or not, there are actually other species of elves that look and behave slightly differently. No one is really
Did you
sure
see
who
it?
they are, but most likely they are the recruits of an elf on the shelf and are just in training. So let's check it out.
Did you see that moving? Did you see that? There's one there. And down there.
I know. That's not even an elf.
The mystery black elf.
That one's
Elves
the
on the
most
shelf
powerful.
usually wear red clothes, but there are actually clothes that have other colors like green or even black, which is the rarest. Apparently,
And
they have the strongest
the
magical
most
powers,
powerful.
and in this clip, the black elf was caught trying to
Listen to what they say.
So, let's check it out.
Wait for it.
I know there's an elf there, but it don't move.
Yeah.
The mystery black elf.
Listen.
Elves on the shelf usually wear red clothes, but there are
See,
actually
yeah.
clothes that have other colors like green or even black, which is the rarest. Apparently, they have the strongest magical powers, and in this clip, the black elf was caught trying to
We
steal
have a
Skittles
green
from the
elf.
kitchen counter. The family
We have two. Two green elves.
And one red. Not one.
One red and green, two greens, and two reds, is it?
put a bag of Skittles right in front of the camera, hoping the elf would fall for the
They
bait.
teleport.
The elf had problems opening the door, but eventually reached the Skittles and got caught by the person behind the camera. However, the elf just teleported out of his hand and escaped the dangerous situation.
Oh my god, that is actually scary,
Elf snacking.
isn't it?
These two elves named Meeples and Buddy have been caught snacking
Oh,
in the kitchen once
no.
again. When the lady went to the kitchen to look for something, they all came up to a dead stop in the area. But first, they left her a note in which they stated, "This is our magic pumpkin. It was sparkly, we had to eat it, yum 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 yum." What a lovely piece of handwriting we have here.
But
Pretty
how
convincing in
pretty.
my opinion. Look at their faces covered in magical glitter and pumpkin. You guys can do better than that. Elves teleporting multiple times. This first clip shows elves Marshmallow and Mocha chilling in the wreath, and you can see them glittering all around, and they were caught at 4 in the morning. See the first teleportation? The owner of the footage claims to have seen two elves teleporting back and forth, possibly reporting to Santa. They caught the elves not only moving and flying, but also talking and laughing with the hamsters. They can only record this event with high-tech cameras because usual cameras can't capture the magic that elves use. Elf moves at daytime. In this clip, we have an elf that doesn't wait until nightfall to stretch his legs for a bit. His name is Boris, and he seems to be unaware of the fact
That's
that
a
he has been
green
set
elf.
up and is being filmed. After his human friend leaves him sitting on the sofa alone for just a minute to go downstairs, it only takes Boris a moment to seize his opportunity. The little fella gets up and spins around. doing pirouette-like movements almost as if he's practicing figure skating.
Oh
For an
my
instant,
gosh.
He disappears from the screen before flying back into view and then dropping down on his face as he hears his friend coming back. Unfortunately,
Oh my gosh, guys, just 1 second. But that was so crazy though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Boris might have been a little too reckless, since he was not only caught on camera, but even gives himself away, due to the fact that he's in a completely different position than what his human friend left in before.
He noticed.
Elf spawning outside. Check it out next. We have a vlogger who attempted to play a typical game of basketball with one of his friends, but of course the game was anything but ordinary. They saw an elf on the shelf, and when they went to go check it out, it vanished. Now, this was really something, so of course, they went to check all over the place and discovered the elf on the shelf on camera about 100 meters away. Guys, this is really something for you to check out yourselves because you rarely get to see things like this.
Shall we set this up tonight? So we know what we're doing. That is literally crazy though. Look,
Elf moving.
Elf moving.
Up next is this little naughty elf caught moving and tumbling down the platform he was standing on, next to the little royal guard. It's just a short video, but it's worth watching, since it's an elf on the shelf getting caught moving. So, let's check it out.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Where is it?
There.
That's edited.
Yeah, that's so obvious.
It's edited.
Elves horse riding.
We can tell by like the
In this
sides
clip,
and-
we can see footage
Yeah,
recorded
sides
by a
and
camera
lines.
that was
Trinity
placed
and
in front of
Medicine.
3 elves, a pink,
Oh,
a
I've
red,
watched that
and
video.
a purple. The elves had rides, a little reindeer,
What-
and 2
wait,
horses.
what is
The
purple and
purple
pink
elf was the
mean?
first to ride
The
its horse.
purple one's name's Sparkles. The pink one's name's Bubblegum. And which one's the other colour? And the red one's called Chippy.
Wait, if there's a purple and pink elf, right? What is their tradition like? The black and green. But anyway, let's continue.
And
Soon, the
Sparkles is the one that moves first.
Yeah.
Then Bubblegum and then Chippy.
Right. So
Elf moving. Up next is this little naughty elf
edited.
to try to see if it was being
Yeah.
filmed,
See?
but it didn't pause or stop the camera from recording. In fact, the elf came back to fly in front of the
See?
camera. After a while, the pink elf got tired of staying still in front of the camera and rode away too.
That's Bubblegum.
Oh my gosh.
Bubblegum just fly.
Chef Elf. This clip is particularly interesting, as we can see that an elf is going through
They're
ingredients in the
reacting to a
kitchen
video.
in order to prepare a
Guess
dish
what
of its
we're gonna
choice.
do
The
tonight?
elf picks up flour and sugar, which he claims he loves and wants to use all of it. That is definitely not healthy, buddy. He then picks out table salt and heads straight into the fridge to get himself some eggs and milk. This elf definitely
on,
knows how
Soph,
to
sit down.
accumulate protein in his diet. However, something shocking happens as he spots one of his friends stuck in the fridge. He then quickly asks what his friend was doing in the fridge, as he is just as surprised as we are.
Could you save me some Kinder?
Yeah.
Elves making jelly. We know
Sophia.
I'm in two of them at least. Right. No, that's all right. I need to just order a plug for this thing.
Come on, Soph.
I'm gonna leave two.
I said at least
Want
two,
one?
that means 4.
Why didn't you get me one? So, we're about to watch. I was making jelly.
You know how to sew?
I have a sewing machine.
Excellent. Sew his leg back on.
Oh, thought I was going to call it. Let's watch elves making jelly, shall we? Ow.
Sorry.
Know that an elf on the shelf can be crazy at times, but in this clip, we have two elves playing with jelly as they pour it into a bowl. While one stirs the bowl, the other one continues to add water inside of it full of red jellies. The elves on the shelves seem to be pretty playful as they embark on their unhealthy cooking agenda. As one elf places an empty packet on the other elf's head, they seem to be having the time of their life in this kitchen. We can also see how one elf dips the other elf into the red jelly bowl like a French fry being dipped into ketchup. This is just so amazing to see.
She's evil. That girl elf is evil. She's evil.
The cat and the elf. This clip starts off with a black cat being recorded as a notorious elf who is later seen to be coming down onto it to ride on the neck of the cat. However, it gets hilarious when this little elf, who could not maintain any balance whatsoever and falls down on his face, also leaves the cat on the ground. This is a very short clip of the playfulness between the cat and the elf. However, it's very amusing to see an elf making a new friend in the house.
Fed off the cat.
Elf talking to Santa. In this clip, we have an elf on the shelf that is seen talking to Santa through a phone. Yes, you heard that right. They were the assumption that people make about his existence. He told them about the rumor going around that people don't believe he's real, and Santa responds with a perfect answer, so keep on watching.
Santa, there's a rumor going around that you are not real.
That's edited.
Now, every year I hear the strange rumor that I am not real. This is very troubling, as every year I deliver millions of gifts all around the world. Surely this would be enough proof for most people, but the rumor continues nonetheless.
Elf's morning routine. Okay, you guys might be shocked about what you're about to see, but behold, it's still an elf on the shelf, just this time it's really gonna be fun. Well, this elf on the shelf was just caught getting out of bed and going to the bathroom, but he can't seem to find and be able to lift the toilet seat. And here's the funny part, he decides to wee all over the bathroom sink instead. What a silly elf, right guys?
He weed on the bathroom sink.
But that once.
Wait, Amazon just went on. What? Amazon. Ready?
If I squashed it, I'm sorry.
It's fine. You didn't.
Naughty elves. Up next, we have elves named Glitter and Snowflakes getting caught moving on camera by their owner. These little elves are so naughty, they knocked down the cupcake in front of them and moved all over the place in front of the camera. Look at those cheeky elves having fun. Elf escaped from the basement. When this guy learned that his elf on the shelf had escaped from the basement, he was taken aback. Only 5 days before Christmas, the elf arrived in front of the house because the family appeared to have forgotten about the little elf in their basement. The elf on the shelf went out of his way to greet them, and as a result, the dad planned a strategy to capture the elf by installing surveillance cameras. And it only gets better because another elf appeared from the basement, and the two of them turned off the camera. Now that's how elves can single you out, so be careful. Upside down elf. According to the rule of Elf on the Shelf, kids are not allowed to touch them. This rule must have been implemented for the safety of these living elves. Maybe these elves actually go extinct and suffer loss too. This clip was filmed with someone actively present, another proof that the moving unsighted rule must have been scrapped. The elf must have made a move before the person because the person was determined to catch it on camera. The person played with the elf's hat for a while, expecting a reaction, while the elf didn't react on time, but eventually it blinked and looked sideways.
It's definitely edited.
Elf on the birdcage. Meeble Spirella is one of the most well-known elf catchers in the world, as she has caught many of her elves moving around, stealing cookies at night, messing with the house cat, and many other things. This time, she caught her elf.
First of all, there's an elf in there and there's an elf out there. Is there another elf in there? Or is that a bird?
I think.
I can't tell. Is that a face or is that a bird? That looks like an elf.
Elf bird.
We're just going to call it elf bird.
Flying into a birdcage. The elf wasn't even inside the birdcage last night.
There's a magic place where dreams are made.
Wait.
Last night, but she awoke the next day to find one of her elves inside of it.
One.
I'm not in the bed.
Fairy Godmother. We can see this clip starting off with two kids looking at a phone screen in which an elf was presumably recorded. This elf is dressed up in an attire unlike we have seen on any elf. He resembles a fairy godmother, just like the wonderful Disney movies we grew up watching. The clips the kids are watching starts off with the elf sitting quietly with no movements. However, shortly into the video, the elf begins to rise up with its magical powers, disappears up into the air, and cannot be seen
Wait, there was 3
anymore.
elves in the
Further
background.
into the clip, the elf falls back down, and we cannot see his front. He then disappears and rushes back right into the camera's face, as if it doesn't want to be recorded. As soon as that happened, the kid holding the phone turned to the other kid and looked absolutely shocked, as you probably are. So, how to bring back elf's magic. Next, check out this video of a father catching their elf on a shelf moving in front of the camera. In all seriousness, they weren't expecting it to move because the elf had been accidentally poked the night before, and they had to restore its magic by sprinkling cinnamon powder all over it. The elf came back to life after that night and was spotted moving around the house. So if you guys don't have the cinnamon powder in store, it's best not to touch your house elf because you're going to deplete him of magic.
From there to there.
Elf on the Shelf moving with Pennywise. This one's a mix of Halloween and Christmas vibes. What's more amazing than an elf on the shelf with
like
Pennywise
Marco.
moving on camera?
It's just
Right.
Marco.
The two were inside a little cage when they were caught moving. First, it was just the elf on the shelf moving a bit slowly on the other side. Did you see that? And next, both of them moved towards the direction of the camera when Pennywise's eyes light up. Their reactions also changed. Dabbing Elf. At around midnight, this family set up a camera facing their Christmas tree to catch their elf on the shelf, Krista. After 3 hours of waiting, the elf finally moved and it was caught on camera. Guess what she does? The elf does a little dab. Can you believe that?
Oh my
Alright,
gosh,
let's play the
she
clip,
did.
and if you guys can't keep up with it, we'll replay it for you.
Look. He's trying to turn off the camera. It was trying to turn off the camera. Look. Trying to turn it off. Or is it dabbing?
Dabbing.
Elf surprises children. These little kids were hanging around by the fireplace by themselves, getting ready for Christmas and
They're
Santa's
in the
presents when their
fireplace.
father spots their elf jumping back and forth into the chimney. He instantly gathered the kids to witness the once-in-a-lifetime experience, and when the kids came to see the elf on the shelf, they were completely taken aback. They also saw that the elf was holding onto their toys, which made it even more amazing. Fortunately for the dad, his camera was ready to capture this spectacular moment.
Did you see that elf move? It's moving. I wonder if the girl even realised. Do you?
Do you mean the girls?
Yeah. I don't know. Unless she has a nappy on.
Elf moving around. If their eyes weren't creepy enough, seeing them move around can be quite terrifying. In this clip, an elf on the shelf can be seen sitting on what looks to be a ledge above a fireplace next to a few different items. He then can be seen looking around a bit as he watches the things around him. How no one noticed it is already amazing on its own, but then the elf can be seen looking at the camera and waving a bit before completely disappearing from the ledge. It seems to almost signify the fact that Santa is always watching to make sure everyone is doing their very best to be good for Christmas.
Can I lean my head on you?
Oh, hello.
That's definitely edited.
Elf
Going
sliding
too
up the
far.
staircase. Up next is this elf on the shelf.
Is
He
that-
doesn't have any
that's the same
idea
one
that the
that we
people
have?
around him can literally
Oh, yeah.
see him move, because in this clip, an elf on the shelf was caught sliding up the
Why can't we just
staircase.
say that?
That's right, not down but up. What a strange clip, so let's check it out.
Oh, look, the dog's watching it. The dog is watching it.
Elf baking a cake. Capturing your elf on the shelf moving in the middle of the night is already incredible, but this time, this elf on the shelf was caught baking. Yes, she was caught baking a blueberry cheesecake. At first, the owner thought the elf on the shelf just opened a can of
Cheesecake is
blueberries to
amazing.
eat,
I
but
hate
it turned out that the elf baked an entire cake, and it was just incredible. Who knew that elves know how to bake
Blueberry
cakes? Let's just have a look.
I don't like blueberries. But I like.
hate them.
I had one
Oh,
before.
it's chunky.
Because I have to add the blueberry stuff. Or did they already do that?
Security cameras catch elf on the shelf moving. This young kid and his father were playing back security footage that they set up in his room. The elf on the shelf doesn't want to be seen moving when people are around, but in this case, it did start moving while on camera. This is just insane, and I can't believe it's real. We can see the elf on the shelf moving his body and even standing up on two legs. This clip is one of the craziest moments an elf on the shelf was captured moving. Elf on the stairs. This clip shows 3 to 4 elves and a Spider-Man toy sitting on an empty strawberry carton while a super rare black elf is pushing them from behind. The carton starts sliding down the stairs as if it was a sled. It looks super fun, but they end up crashing terribly at the bottom of the staircase. These elves are super naughty because they're supposed to be investigating the children to see if they're acting good enough to get gifts from Santa. But who's looking over the elves? If someone would send this clip to Santa, these elves would definitely get fired. So let's check it out.
Look. The black one went with them.
Strange elf. In this clip, the elf on the shelf has heightened the suspicion of his family. He's probably moving places in the house, so the next thing they did was place them in front of the laptop for a little bit, because you know the family has to turn the lights up to make the elf think they're sleeping. And, scary enough, it moved its head in a strange way, so let's roll the clip.
That one's definitely not edited.
Elf eating sweets. Now, in the following clip, you'll get to see the most badass elf you've ever seen, because he went to have some Fruit Loops with the rest of the family while they was still sound asleep. The boy who captured him couldn't stand up to the
Oh my
annoyance
God,
any longer. He
there's
even
so
ate
much
the marshmallows that were on the
breakfast
table.
on the panel.
Silly elf. We understand that you missed the sweet goodies from the North Pole, and now you can only get your hands on some mediocre human sweets. But please, don't devour the sweets. But please, don't devour the kids' sweets.
Fruit Loops are disgusting.
Glitching elf.
Listen.
Guys, this one's really creepy because the camera that the family uses regularly ended up in bad shape after this encounter with an elf on the shelf. In the clip,
Guys,
there are a lot of glitching effects,
that elf
but according to the
is
family, their
I've seen
camera
black and
never
white.
behaves like this, and they claimed it was only because of the elf. That's really strange, so let's see what's going on, shall we? Climbing elf. The elf on the shelf really loves standing and clinging to Christmas trees. It's not a surprise that this elf on the shelf decides to go for the family's Christmas tree, even if he gets caught by the family's surveillance cameras. Let's see how this amazing elf finds his way up to the Christmas tree. Mom catches the elf in the kitchen. So basically, this mom was having some suspicions about her elf because it would be placed at one spot and the next morning it would be found at another place around the home. If you want to catch your own elf, make sure to listen closely to what I'm about to say. because this mom shows the best tricks and tips for catching the elf. At first, she shows us that the elf is sitting silently on the Christmas tree, and then proceeds to show us what seems to be the elf's door to the North Pole, which teleports it back to Santa Claus. That's the spot where you have to put your camera at, because the elf will probably be trying to get back to Santa. So, the next morning she sets up 2 cameras in the living room and the kitchen, and as expected, the elf goes down the tree, and, you guessed it, to the little door.
Didn't Carter's shirt just pop up?
Elf invites friends over. This clip starts off with an elf sitting down with the Spider-Man doll and 2 other elves that are cuddling each other. They're all relaxing in a cardboard box that they used to slide down the stairs. That's insane. One elf starts pushing in towards the stairs before jumping in as well and joining the others in the high-speed ride down. Whoops, brace for impact. The box gains so much momentum that all of them are thrown off as soon as they get to the bottom of the stairs. All of these clips show that elves love adventure. However, these elves took it too far, and we hope that none of them get hurt in the crash.
Imagine if that was
Night elf. You won't believe what this elf does while the family is sleeping at night. It creeps up silently on the sofa and proceeds to ruin everything it sees. We don't know exactly what its motives are, but it definitely looks scary. So let's get to watching. Talking elf. Nothing is creepier than an elf on the shelf talking directly to us. In this clip, the elf probably got her hands on one of the phones lying around, so she decided to vlog about her favorite snacks like cinnamon and cookies. Sometimes she sneaks into the fridge to get cookies, so let's hear what she has to say. Evil elf. This clip starts off normal as we observe an elf sitting down next to 3 stuffed animal toys quietly without making any movements. The elf looks very happy, though shortly into the clip, we can see a quick movement as the elf turned. As we zoom onto the elf, we can see him moving his head as if he is shy about being recorded. But now is the crazy part. The elf suddenly changes his look, and he's now looking like he's about to rip the lens off the camera and attack those stuffed animals. The elf then disappears and comes right in front of the camera's face. This is actually a frightening video, as we never expected such a lovely looking elf to switch into an evil one so quickly. Elves fighting. Now we have a very interesting clip of a showdown between 2 elves. We can see 2 elves conversing in the corridor of a family house. What a location chosen by these 2 elves to mingle. I mean, at this point, they're not even trying to be secret. A 3rd elf spots them from the other room and starts to walk towards them while making weird sounds. The 2 elves notice the 3rd, and one of the elves raises his hand around the neck of the other one and gives him a sucker punch. Then, he proceeds to fly straight out of the house through the mailbox entry, and the evil-looking elf is laying flat on the ground, as he's probably trying to figure out what just happened.
That one is the evil one, right?
Both black. That one black, that one red.
The black one's evil.
Elf stuck in the toilet. This clip starts off hilarious as we can see an elf on the shelf stuck inside a toilet. The bathroom door is quickly opened by another elf, and we can clearly see an elf stuck between a toilet seat and the cover. The elf with the camera goes closer to the other elf to check if he is okay, and then the stuck elf quickly begins to move both feet, asking for help to be removed. The recording elf pulls out the other elf, and we can see them both smiling straight at the camera. Having friends is just amazing, especially if you can rely on them.
Aww. That one ain't even
Elves and a music box. Just like the toys in Toy Story, these elves can be a little bit naughty, playing with toys when they find that they're the only...
Indigo.
Yeah.
So, that is it of today's video. If you liked it, what shall they do?
Like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on.
And me and Sophia will see you next time.
And hit that bell.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.